In many types of entertainment such as movies, shows, and video games, a common rule that is followed is that the story will remain inside the show, movie, etc. Normally the audience is just a spectator that isn't really involved with what is going on. However, some forms of media will reject this rule by doing what is known as breaking the fourth wall, which is having a character aware of the audience. Unlike other YouTube videos that cover this, I'll be taking fourth wall breaks from both video games and YouTube videos, and I'll attempt to choose ones that are somewhat creepy. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the creepypasta Lavender Town Syndrome. For those of you unfamiliar, the story is pretty much a legend about how the song that played in Pokemon while the player was in Lavender Town would cause children to kill themselves because of the hidden frequencies found in the song. As a result of the story's popularity, there have been a lot of spin-offs of it, and even a game based off of it, called Escape from Lavender Town. The game takes place with the player in Lavender Town, and as the title states, you have to escape. The usual exits prove to be futile, and speaking to the other people in the town will result in them saying some pretty gloomy things. When you enter the Pokemon Tower, there'll be someone behind a desk that tells you the game is not finished yet, and that you can just press escape to exit. Upon hitting escape, the game appears to have ended, but a few seconds later, it displays this picture, and resumes the game with negative colors and the song playing in reverse. If you go back into the Pokemon Tower, at the top floor there will be dead bodies on the floor. Interacting with one of them will result in the game telling the player to run away before they are killed, while addressing them using their real name, without ever actually having them type it in. When talking to the man at the end, he will address the player by their name again, and essentially just tell them that the frequencies are going to kill them. Shortly afterward, the game ends with this comforting message. The game obviously just gets your name from the username on your computer. The only flaw with this would be if the username on your computer wasn't actually your real name, in which case you'd probably just be confused. Still, it was an interesting way of breaking the fourth wall in my opinion. The whole Don't Hug Me I'm Scared series has become very popular since their first video in 2011. As of now, there have been 5 Don't Hug Me I'm Scared videos created, all of which have millions of views. The common theme these all share is how they begin like a sort of children's show, but near the end take a bit of a darker turn.
Shut up! Don't touch me!
What? Whereas a twist in each episode is the main thing that makes these disturbing, another off-putting thing about these is the abrupt pauses in nearly every episode where it seems as if the character is staring directly at the audience.
Maybe we should look for our friend. Isn't that what friends do? And we have finished the chicken picnic.
And then there's the most obvious fourth wall break in the 4th episode, where the red guy discovers a set in which this is all being produced.
I am a stupid one. I am going to paint a picture of a clown. My dad has a computer. You are not invited to the party.
Wait, what? Eternal Darkness was a psychological horror game published by Nintendo for the GameCube in 2002. Admittedly, I've never actually played this game before, but I have heard that it is very underrated. It's about a woman named Alexandra exploring a mansion in Rhode Island as she investigates the murder of her grandfather, Edward. This game also had an interesting way of breaking the fourth wall. If your sanity meter went down in the game, then you would suffer from some of the sanity effects. These would include making it appear as if the game crashed, the TV shut off, or even have the game pretend to delete your save file. Once the player becomes used to these effects, they aren't very worrying, but the first couple of times it would probably cause the player to panic and confusion. Salad Fingers was another popular YouTube series known for its comedic yet creepy nature, created by David Firth. The series as a whole is sort of a fourth wall breaking thing, as in a lot of these episodes, Salad Fingers, the main character, will greet the audience and tell them what he is doing.
Hello. Today I'm having a little get together with my friends.
Because of how strange this is, there are a lot of fans that have theorized about what the true meaning of Salad Fingers actually is. One of the most popular theories about this is that it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world because of how little surviving life there is left, and every character we see is extremely deformed. In fact, almost every single character but Salad Fingers doesn't even speak. Instead, they just make weird noises.
no.
There was one instance in which another character did actually speak, and Salad Fingers was very disturbed by it.
I think he likes spoons too. What's wrong? Do you not like my mouth words?
It's never actually stated what caused the world to become as deteriorated as it is, but it's been speculated by some it was the result of some type of nuclear destruction referred to as the Great War in Episode 6.
Jeremy Fisher, I thought you were out fighting the Great War.
There's so much more to the series that I obviously can't talk about in a video like this, but I encourage you to go and look at some of the fan theories about this if it interests you. Okay, this may not have been the creepiest of fourth wall breaks I could have put out there, but I ran out of things to include in the list, so just hear me out before you get angry about this one. Undertale has kind of been one of those games that you either hate or love. I'll admit, the fan base is kind of, cancerous, but the game itself isn't all that bad. Undertale is a game created by Toby about a human who falls into what is known as the underground and must make his way to the surface while deciding the fate of the monsters he or she comes across. This game is a pretty unique way of breaking the fourth wall. There's a lot of things a player will do that some of the characters will be aware of that really doesn't correlate with the way most games work. For example, if you were to kill the first boss in the game, but then reset the game from the last save point to instead try to save them, then one of the evil characters, Flowey, will explain that he knows what you did, and even says that he himself had the power to reset at one point too. Furthermore, if you allow Flowey to convince you to do a genocide run, but then you reset just before completing it, then Flowey will meet you at the beginning of the game, angry that you didn't go through with it. And then there's a very interesting character named Sans who, during his fight in the genocide run, will reveal that he knows that the world keeps on being reset over and over again. He's self-aware of what is going on. He even keeps count of how many times he's been killing you in his boss fight, and if you do end up killing him, but then reset from the last save point to fight him again, he'll even call you a freak. Like I said, I wouldn't categorize this as creepy, but certainly unique. Although normal storytelling in media doesn't usually involve characters becoming self-aware or interacting with the audience, there are definitely a lot of scenarios in which it can work in a very interesting and unique way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.